reading from the Science of Mind Daily Guides. Science of Mind magazine, the Daily Guides. Today's reading is interesting. Something that we've all heard before. It's called All Ideas Count. And I've got some comments on it afterwards. The first quote is from This Thing Called Life on page 67. Of course, that was by Ernest Holmes. You exist that this power may have a unique outlet for its expression. In other words, you are an expression of the divine. Spirit then is all there is at this very hour, and all creation is spiritual. That was Ernest Holmes from the Science of Mind textbook on page 407. And this is Margaret. She says, Ernest Holmes said that we do not create. We use the power of the one mind that creates for us. This means that since we're always thinking, we're always cooking up something. What's a thought? It also means that we're not just setting things in mind during our most enlightened spells, such as when we are praying or meditating. It means we're putting ideas in motion during our most depressed and depraved times as well. Ideas do not just sit around, alternately petrifying or disturbing our minds. They're becoming probable things in our experiences. So we're either becoming delightful or dangerous, maybe. Ideas become artifacts, relationships, conditions, outcomes, any number of palpable situations that we experience. Consequently, it makes sense to pay attention to the direction our thoughts are taking. Are we well attuned to the infinite presence so that our thoughts create results that affirm our lives and the lives of all those whom we touch? While prayer and meditation may produce the clearest and the most powerful ideas, these are not the only ideas that take form. A great deal of our day is made up of ordinary thinking, non-specific perhaps, and aimless floating thoughts. Nevertheless, they enjoy the productive flow of the infinite mind and can produce some oops for us. All ideas count eventually, so that responsible spiritual beings that we need to be attentive to what's before us. So the key here is all ideas count eventually. Now, I'm a big proponent of the idea that I first learned from Reverend Dr. Jesse Jennings, and also to some extent from the late great Bob Proctor. And that's the fact that it's our beliefs that produce these ideas. Now, you might get the idea, listening to what Reverend Margaret's saying here, that all these random thoughts floating through our minds are going to produce adverse effects. Well, the answer is, like she said, eventually, because if we keep churning them over long enough and we keep churning all this stuff into the universal subjective mind, the mind of God, the mind of the divine, whatever you want to call it, long enough and with enough emotion, eventually, yes, they will. So it's the habitual thoughts in our minds that tend to produce the results, as well as when we specifically and definitely and with conviction sit down and pray and put our beliefs and thoughts into universal mind. So it's the habitual thinking that starts to take hold. So that's why I say the really important word that she says here is all ideas count eventually. And I say this because, as I said several times this month, we don't need to be scared that random thoughts now and again are going to produce really crazy results in our lives. They only do that if they had enough power behind them. And the power behind them is the emotion. So the belief that Jesus was talking about, it's done unto you as you believe, is, as we said many times, it's a thought plus a feeling. The thought plus the feeling are what produce the belief, which is what produces the result. So that's really it in a nutshell. I really don't have time for much more today. If you got questions about this, please let me know. Text me, email me, preferably text because I get literally hundreds of emails a day. They could get lost there, but text me if you got questions about this. I just want to mention about tomorrow. Tomorrow we have a special guest speaker at our spiritual center. It's at 11 o'clock Central Time, either on Creative Life Spiritual Center's Facebook page or in person at our Spring Steubenville Center. It's going to be Jim Cantor. He is one of our licensed practitioners. That means he's been trained for 4 years to become a practitioner. He's going to give the Sunday talk tomorrow. He's a very interesting guy. So I encourage you to come and support him either directly or online. And also tomorrow we'll have, well, our music. If you watch it on YouTube, you won't get that. If you see it on Facebook, you will get the music. We have new people coming along helping us. It's always kind of cool. Reverend Lisa will be back tomorrow morning at 9:15, giving her. She's still reading from the huge epic poem that Ernest Holmes and his brother Fenwick put together. I mean, it really is an epic. And tune into that. And I'll be back tomorrow, hopefully around about 5 o'clock. That's really all I've got today. Today is a wonderful day. If you've not been outside today, if you live in this part of the world and you've not been outside today, get out there and enjoy it. This is really great weather. It's wonderful weather. I've seen the odd mosquito around, but not too many, so that's kind of cool. I don't like cold weather, but by the same token, I don't like mosquitoes either in summer. So this period of the year when it's nice and warm and the mosquitoes haven't started coming out in force, it's a really cool time. So the affirmation. Oh yes, the affirmation. I almost forgot. I'm the place where God stands forth in the world as me, as we've said all month long. I'm attentive to my mind and the nature of thoughts and ideas passing before me, or passing through me, if you like. I am attentive to my mind and the nature of thoughts and ideas passing through me. I take care that my mental creations bear good. I take care that my mental creations bear good. In other words, let's guard our thoughts. So until next time, from me and everybody at Creative Spiritual Center, namaste.